Hey everyone, it's Marti from Down the Rabbit Hole. I have owned my PIVO camera mount for a couple months now. I did a video in the past just kind of reviewing it and unboxing it, and I loved it. And the video has done well so far, and a lot of people have asked me, tell us more about the PIVO, especially the app, which has a lot of really cool features. Now that I've had a little bit of time to play with the PIVO app, I feel like I know what to do, and I can actually share how to do some of these tricks with you. So stay tuned to find out my top 6 PIVO features. Hey everyone, I'm gonna jump straight into the video. I know I tend to talk a lot. Today we're gonna talk about the Mini-Me feature, the Mini-Me Burst feature, the Tiny Planet feature, the Flash feature, the 50/50 feature, and the Timelapse feature, all on the PIVO app that comes along with the camera mount. We'll jump right into the first one, which is called Mini-Me. Excuse me while I flip my camera around to vertical mode. To access the Mini-Me app, open your PIVO and swipe right on the screen. This will give you all the features. Select the Mini-Me icon. You can choose between 2 to 15 Mini-Me shots, although 3 is what typically fits in most iPhone or camera screens. You can also select which direction you want your phone to rotate, and whether you want to begin your video manually via the remote or auto just by pressing the button. You can also choose to select burst, although for now we're going to keep that off. An important note is to stay away from what is called the clear zone, which is a small, dark, cross-hatched section along the sides of the camera. Keep your camera vertical, press record, and start doing your poses. Then you get to see your final result, which for me is usually embarrassing. So that is the Mini-Me function. Besides the fact that I didn't pre-plan any of my shots and I look absolutely ridiculous, this is a really fun feature to use. Now, if you're really worried about how you look in your Mini-Me photos, because I know when the pressure's on, you tend to do silly things, you can combine the Mini-Me feature with the Burst feature, and that way you can actually select from a series of shots for each of your Mini-Me photos. Let me show you how to do it. Once again, you have to swipe right on your PIVO app and select the Mini-Me feature. Choose how many photos you want in the shot. This time I'm going to try for 4. Choose the direction you want your camera to pan. Choose whether you want manual or auto, and this time we're going to turn the burst feature on. Click record and be as creative as you can. Each burst is comprised of 10 different photos, so if you click on the black and white square in the middle of each shot, you can choose your favorite image. When you've found one that you're happy with, click Done and then move on to the next shot. Click the black and white square button and then select from the options. And this is the ridiculousness I came up with. So once again, you guys can probably tell I'm not very good at pre-planning out what I'm going to do in each shot. I do want to point out that you might notice that in this Mini-Me burst of photos, part of me is cut off in some of the pictures. And that's because I forgot to stay out of the clear zone. The clear zone is that kind of pixelated cross-hatched area on the edges of your camera screen, and it literally says clear zone there. You're supposed to stay clear of it. Don't go in that area or it's going to blend you out and you're going to not have part of your arm, or you'll be missing a hand or something. So just note that if you want to have nice, fluid, streamlined Mini-Me pictures, stay out of the clear zone. The next feature I want to show you is really cool. It's called Tiny Planet. But for this one, we're going to have to go outside because you need at least 1 centimeter of skyline to wrap around your little tiny planet. To use the Tiny Planet feature, you need to keep your camera or your phone vertical. Make sure that your tripod is flat and keep an eye on the bubble in the level. Try not to have any large objects near your phone because they will definitely stand out when you make your tiny planet image, and make sure you have at least 1 centimeter of skyline in the shot. Then you just press record and watch as the PIVO mount rotates your camera 360 degrees. Here's the image I managed to create. You can also invert it, but I don't like that quite as much. The next feature is a really cool one, and I plan on using it when I start doing my travel vlogs again. It's called the flash feature, and it makes you look like you are running from location to location in just a quick flash. Now you can do this horizontally or vertically, and so for the sake of this YouTube video, which is usually horizontal, I'm going to do this in horizontal. So instead of swiping to the right, like you usually do to get your features, I'm going to swipe up. So of course we're swiping up and we are selecting the flash feature. We can then select how many degrees we want our camera to rotate when it follows us as we run away in our flash motion. We can also change the direction that the camera pans as it follows us, and obviously switch from manual to auto. We can also choose how long we want our video recording length to go, from 1 to 5 seconds, and choose whether or not you want the sound effect to be on or off. Then it's time to hit record and act out phase 1. Then you move your camera to your next location and act out phase 2. Then PIVO does the editing for you and blends them together. What's that? I hear my kids crying in the other room! False alarm, just the cat wanting food. The next fun feature I want to share with you is the 50-50 feature, where you take a still photo of yourself on one side of the camera, and then you take a video of you responding to that still photo on the other half. It's kind of a fun one. Check it out. To start, of course, you're going to need to swipe right to access the PIVO features and then select the 50-50 button. Please make sure you are paying attention to the clear area because you really don't want to blend yourself away in this feature. Choose your panning direction and whether you want it to be auto or manual, and then select how many seconds you want your filming to last for. You only get a couple seconds to set up for shot number 2, so be fast. And here's what I came up with. The last feature I want to share with you is the time-lapse feature, which is nice because normally when you do a time-lapse with your camera, you set it in one spot and it just time-lapses that one spot. But because PIVO has the smooth panning camera mount, you can time-lapse an entire 360-degree area, which is really neat. However, time-lapsing my bedroom where there's nothing going on, and please don't take that the wrong way, it's gonna be pretty boring. So I'm gonna go pick up my kids from school really soon. I may as well time-lapse everybody coming and going from the school just to show you how smooth the pan is, and there will be actually people walking around and moving versus me just time-lapsing this gray wall. On second thought, I decided to time-lapse a street intersection because I didn't think parents would appreciate a strange woman out in the playground time-lapsing videos of their children. I chose to film this video horizontally, so I had to swipe up instead of right to access the features. Then I chose how many degrees I wanted my camera to pan around, the direction of the panning, and the rotation speed. The slower the rotation speed, the longer your time-lapse video is going to be. Then I set my camera and my PIVO mount and tripod up on the street corner and filmed the traffic as it went by. Here are the results after about 7 minutes of waiting. So those are my top 6 favorite PIVO app features and how to use them. I hope you found this video helpful. If you want to buy yourself a PIVO camera mount or tripod, I have some links in the description box below. If you purchase from these links, you will be helping my channel. Please remember to like, share, and comment. And if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated on all of my new videos.